testifying, I'm flying above the circle. I got to find their watch as I plan to show you, and I climbed up the ladder, they don't know just what I'm holding. Electrifying, lifting you up and over again. They can't define us, an indestructible force to deal with. It never hurt us, there ain't no mercy out on the streets, but I'm with my brother, he tagged me and get somebody beat up. You can't even see us, but we put you up and over again. Testifying, I'm flying above the circle. I got to find their watch as I plan to show you, and I climbed up the ladder, they don't know just what I'm holding. Electrifying, lifting you up and over again.
Welcome to the Up and Over Podcast, a professional wrestling podcast where a bunch of marks discuss pro wrestling, where everything's a work and none of our opinions matter anyway. Firstly, let me introduce the eclectic duo from Wilmington, North Carolina. Firstly, Big Papa C, and the C stands for Control Your Narrative. That's Cortland.
You're a bitch.
Wow.
I do remember you saying, I'd like a new nickname, and I'm running with it, so it sounds good.
Yeah, I just want to know what about me makes you think about racist piece of shit. You know?
It's not that. It's the videos that I get in private from you, of you driving. Got to control my narrative today.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
and
did
then
you get... Never mind.
The videos I get of you in private.
Controlling the narrative.
Listen, everybody.
Is this
Y'all
immediately?
started this.
We're immediately going to get
Control your
like
narrative,
demonetized on YouTube.
Everybody-
It's like a minute in.
Everybody listening, you guys don't know what goes on in the Up and Over Pod Snapchat group.
Oh Lord Jesus!
And
then
they're
his
not
tag
going to
team,
find out.
his tag team partner, Kenny Omegle, the former Scientologist, my man, Patty Mills.
What's up, y'all? Look, nobody's racist. Just keep it moving.
I don't know, dude. Sarah Logan looks kind of racist.
No,
Oh, Jesus
you're
Christ.
going.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Can we stop
Wait.
for 1 second?
We have our
Pat-
Cadillac.
Okay.
What, Ethan?
Go ahead,
What,
Mike.
Ethan? Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say Pat's gonna be going overseas here in a few weeks to visit somebody.
Stop. We have our Cadillac cowboy himself. That's my man, Ethan.
Howdy, howdy.
And
This is gonna be great.
the lifeblood of the Up and Over podcast, the man behind it all, streaming from his living room that looks like a guest bedroom, that is Casey El Gordo Gringo.
We're literally 2 minutes on the dot. Into
And
this
it's already
episode.
been chaotic.
Well,
Here's
what
hoping you don't have too much editing to do, Casey.
God.
I'm going to be completely honest. When we went to record our Up and Over breakdown, 3 days ago now, my Discord just kept shit in the bed. So who knows? I might not be here for half the entire podcast. You don't know how hard it is being Mike Klinsky. Fellas, today on the Up and Over podcast, we have New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax from 2018. We're doing tournament matches from night 1 and 2. But before we get there, let's talk about the week of professional wrestling. Typically, we record on a Tuesday, so before AEW Dynamite, but because of me, that's all I'm going to say,
No, it ain't.
we're recording this on a Thursday. So, this past week on Dynamite, the biggest thing that happened was Samoa Joe won the Ring of Honor World Television Championship from Minoru Suzuki. And we had, what's his name? You know, that tall basketball guy.
What?
Sing him, sing. What's his name?
You're close. He's a sing for sure.
I didn't.
You didn't see it?
The show ended with Joe and Suzuki, right?
No, we
Are you
have.
being serious?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, Ethan!
Live
Stop.
reaction.
That
Stop
shit don't
it.
exist to me, bro. That's some TNA. That's some ROH shit, bro. Tony.
Hey, bro, I'm not going to
you
shout
ROH.
out. I'm not going to shout out the podcast that Ethan listens to, but they loved it. Why don't you love it?
Cause I'm not. I'm my own person. Fuck that shit.
As Cortland alluded to, Sarah Logan is controlling her narrative.
Yeah, she's controlling her
Boo.
racist. Fuck
Cortland
Sarah
just looks
Logan.
disappointed that I'm even talking about it. Like,
I'm disappointed that I don't know what I expected out of her, like, as a human being, like, outside of the ring, but like I enjoyed her in ring. I enjoyed a lot of her work with Liv Morgan But yeah, dude, seeing that shit really bums me out.
Bro, all I know is that she's a fucking a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You know who she's married to, right?
Raymond Rowe.
Yeah,
her
Raymond
husband's
Rowe.
still WWE
Do you think
fucking-
he's a dork? He's
But, like,
straight edge.
well, I
He
was
can't be a
gonna say-
dork, right?
I was gonna say,
Well,
like,
yeah,
all I knew prior
Straight edge people are the
to
worst.
Yeah, he can't be a dork. He's
all,
I'm straight edge people are pieces of dog shit most of the
all
time.
I knew prior to her being announced to being on Control Your Narrative was that she was a hunter, so she likes to fucking shoot shit, and like her and fucking Raymond would go like Viking LARPing and shit, where they dress
Like,
up
real-
as Vikings,
real
Which
and
is
like,
that's not problematic.
which I'm like, that's
So what are
fine.
they? So let's go back.
That's not
what are
problematic.
What are these people boogaloos? What are they?
Yeah, it's something like that.
It's something
It's the Boogaloos.
where
That's actually what it's
Hey,
called.
What
That's
kind
the
of name is that? They're
Boogaloo.
supposed to be tough or something. You a damn boogaloo, racist ass, dumb fuck.
Tell me.
Tell him, Ethan. Let
Tell
him
him,
know.
Yeah, I ain't got to say to y'all motherfuckers. You know where I'm at if you got something to see about it.
Oh Lord Jesus!
I mean, it just
And
still.
hey, Braun Strowman, most of us are in North Carolina. Pull up.
Look.
I gotta be
hey,
completely
do
honest.
Do not pull up.
Don't
I
pull
gotta-
up for me. I'll cut the cord there. Don't pull up. He's
I gotta be
staring at me
completely
like-
honest
Go
with
be
you.
racist over there, man. Go be racist over there.
Adam
Instead of
sure
finding
saw
me,
me-
find a better barber. How about that?
about
Adam
that?
sure saw me take a picture of him, and I'm pretty sure he wanted to beat the fuck out of me at WrestleCon, and it's my favorite thing.
But he did it.
Did any?
He didn't.
Yeah.
Hold
And
up,
he's
He would've
fucking
gone
huge,
so
dude.
fast.
He could have fucking picked me up and ripped me like a piece of paper, but he didn't because
We
he's a
know.
bitch. Fuck you. I'm controlling my narrative, you big
No.
piece of dog shit.
Mike, you know that guy sits on his phone and his big ass, he can barely work the phone, but he knows how to make himself look stupid on the phone. So you know he's probably going to somehow find this and sit in his circle jerk with EC3 and all them and see this somehow.
Bro,
Somehow.
he
would
fucking
never.
he got
In
into
what
a whole Twitter argument with Buff Bagwell, which
Like
mind
how
you,
Buff-
Buff didn't
Did I
fucking
miss that?
Buff didn't
Yeah.
control your narrative. He didn't at Braun Strowman. He just used CYN in a tweet, and this little fuckhead vanity searched
Yep. Oh, yeah.
CYN to have a whole conversation. Yeah, it was like a whole thing like the other day. It was a wild.
I
Wild
was
time.
gonna say, what world do we live in where I'm backing Buff Bagwell?
You see, look, we should know this behavior. Y'all saw Adam shirt wore to that wedding. Y'all saw that outfit.
Pink Crocs.
Dude, I'm not. All right.
Yo,
Hate on everything that you want, but those pink Crocs went fucking hard.
Hold
dude.
on.
Yeah, but not with that ugly ass shirt.
Dude,
yo,
This man was rocking
I'm just saying.
All I
if
know is
Matt
he's
Hardy.
looking
If-
hard.
he showed up with that fucking haircut and was allowed into the wedding,
It's greatness.
like how the fuck was he even allowed?
Narrative.
he
Out of
looks
the
like
car.
really jacked Count
That's
Olaf,
crazy.
bud.
I don't know why Alexa Bliss let him in her wedding after he killed her career with that mixed match challenge.
Look.
Yeesh.
All right. So
You know, this was the most intense start to the show I think any of us ever expected, honestly.
Old Buff the stuff. Who thought that his redemption in 2022 would happen? Not
Yeah.
me.
No.
Not
me.
AJ
my
Gray.
favorite
He
thing.
fucking hates his ass still.
I'm gonna be completely honest, dude. I don't know if I've ever been in the presence of somebody who looked more like shit than Buff Bagwell. He looked fucking bad, dude. He
More
looked
than Charlie Hoff?
maybe Charlie Haas, dude. That's what I was gonna get at. Maybe Charlie Haas. And Pat, the guy that you know that was in the Stone Cold gear. You know who I'm talking about.
Fuck that guy.
You know who I'm talking about. They were probably the top 3 shittiest looking human beings in Dallas, Texas that weekend. But I love Buff Bagwell. We'll clip this. I'll post it on Twitter myself. I won't put it on the podcast. I'll put it on my own personal Twitter. I'll get in a fight with Buff Bagwell.
No.
Anything else you guys want to add on the week?
We
oh,
got another super duper extra surprise from Mr. Tony Khan.
Oh, yeah, we
Any
have that coming up.
guesses?
Well,
Just
how
fucking
upset you are.
surprise. Just stop fucking saying it. Just do
It's
it.
not him. It's
Gonna
not
give
him.
her for that.
It's like Turner, like media wants it that way. They don't want. They hated that Sting was a surprise. They hated it.
Mm-hmm.
They said it brings more people.
Give me fucking Claudio. I don't give a fuck what I don't care about.
Yeah, when
I
the-
understand.
Claudio Cesaro or whatever his name's going to be now.
We have like 75 new people that they keep bringing in. I don't give a fuck. I want the King of Swing to come back, and I want him to fucking start yeeting people around. That's
all right,
all.
dude,
I
real
want.
quick. I'm not trying to get on AEW talk, but I did message Ethan this. I said, okay, we have Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and this big son of a bitch. Satnam Singh, I think is his name. Did I get that right? Maybe. Joe needs 2 people. Why not bring in the Kings of Wrestling, man? Give me that shit.
Yeah, when the lights went out, I thought it was going to be Cesaro. I started jumping up and down, and then it wasn't.
That's
And
a
all how
kick in
bad
the
I was.
balls.
I was like,
Dude.
Claudio, it's got to be. It's got to be. It just makes
Who's
sense.
this tall bitch?
I really think the announcement's going to be something to do with a New Japan Super Show or something.
Which is
Or
fine. Like, it's fine, but also, like, come on. Give me what I want.
I mean,
What do you
also
want?
we have
Tuesday?
if you're listening to this
Oh.
Friday, you have Rampage at a special start time at 7:00, which is a death match between Adam Cole and Heyman Adam Page.
It's
Yeah,
a
Adam-
Texas death match.
I wasn't saying it.
Sorry. And then Saturday you have Battle of the Belts 2, which also includes Dalton Castle challenging for the Ring of Honor Championship. So
I'm so
man.
excited for the boys to be on national television again.
yeah, man, I think that this is really cool shit, and being able to have that match as your Battle of the Belts and still be able to put a really great world title match on your live Rampage special start time, I feel like it's going to work out really good for them, or at least hopefully. I might have switched the 2
No.
matches, but I mean,
Oh, like you
Why
would
not?
have.
Yeah.
Gotcha. My fault.
yeah.
Also on Saturday night, New Japan's Windy City Riot in Chicago. You got Moxley versus Ospreay, Ishii versus Suzuki, Tom Lawler. Who's Tom Lawler facing? Somebody good. I can't remember offhand.
Hopefully, it's Jerry Lawler.
Cut the shit. Cut the
God
shit.
damn it.
We can't have anything nice on this
I'll
pod.
watch
I've just
Battle
come
of
to
the Belt.
realize.
I watched
Sorry.
Battle of the Belts on replay or something. I'm watching
No.
Windy City Riot start to finish.
That's fair, dude. We'll just bust that out. Ethan's coming over for that, so it's fine. What else is there? I don't feel like we talked about it, and I just want to put it out there. I really hope that this whole Elias Ezekiel thing that's happening on WWE Raw, I really hope that they are 2 different people. I'm like, I know it's not possible, but god damn it, could you imagine? Listen, dude, I'll get Elias
awesome.
and Ezekiel tattooed on me. I swear to God I would.
I think it's great, man.
What's the
The
only
story
thing
is
that's
fucking hilarious.
the only
It's
thing that's
so
really
funny.
making it is fucking Kevin Owens losing his fucking mind on Twitter.
I can see it in your
Is he
eyes.
the
You're
only
Elias.
He's the only one that knows. Like, that's
That shit's
amazing.
Great. I love it.
Like, this is awesome.
Ethan,
feel
I
like
know
there's
you
no
hate
one else that can
WWE, but there's 2 things you need to tune in for. Veer Mahan, number 1, every week.
Yo, this
2,
man Fear.
Yo, Rey Mysterio is gonna get Father of the Year for letting his son get the shit beat out of him by Veer.
Yes, bro.
2, Ezekiel Elias and the crazy discourse that's happening because of that is massively entertaining. I'll tell you what, though. I drove Pat home from Dallas, like from the Dallas trip, from my house. Stayed with Cortland and Pat to watch Raw. And we watched Veer show up. It was a beautiful time. I'm glad we got to share that experience together. Nobody will ever take that from us. All right.
Damn it.
Enough about Veer Mahan. I'm glad that he was sent. Today we have, like I said, the New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax from 2018, the first 2 nights. Those blocks are the only things that we're covering. Both nights took place from the Ota City General Gymnasium in Tokyo, Japan. Night 1 was on July 14th, 2018. Night 2, July 15th, 2018. We'll jump into night 1, which had 3,907 people in attendance. And our first match of the A block was Yoshihashi versus Togi Makabe. This was an awesome tournament opener. It felt like a perfect spot. admittedly, Yoshihashi hasn't really ever done anything for me, but this was kind of a really fucking stiff match, and they beat the shit out of each other, and I was here for that. Makabe smashes Hashi's face against the ring post, then hits a disgusting spider German from the top rope, followed by the King Kong knee drop for the victory. I went 3 flat on it, and I'm going to start with Casey.
Bad choice.
Terrible choice. Me and Ethan have talked about almost all of this at this point, so he just knows what I'm gonna shit on.
That's fine.
I will admittedly say this is my first Yoshihashi match ever. And so going into it and having the commentating team being like, this motherfucker needs to get his act together. And I'm like, that's kind of fucking harsh. And like, there's admittedly some cool spots in the match, but ultimately I was like, no, they're fucking right. Yoshihashi's kind of the shits.
It's probably the best match I've seen of Yoshihashi, by the way.
It wasn't admittedly bad.
He
just did
match from the year prior.
Really?
Like, he just did like objectively nothing for me. Like, I just didn't care. And like, I don't know, because like, yeah, like the fucking that Spider German's fucking gnarly as shit.
Makabe is great.
Mm-hmm.
Makabe is great.
Yeah. And like the entire arena knew that Makabe was great because that's all they kept chanting. They only cared about him. There was a power bomb at one point that like when it connected with the ring, it was so hard the ring didn't even give. Like there was no bounce from them. It was just like, and that was it. And I was like, ugh. I gave it the gentleman's 2.
That's fair.
Jeez.
Damn.
Unfair.
Objectively, when they ain't doing shit for me, I can't be nice.
Jamie Hater.
Pat, I'm gonna pass it to you, sir.
I gave it 3.5 stars. I mean, I feel like an asshole. I should have fucking give it 1. Goddamn.
Casey just watched a totally different match.
I just didn't like it. I don't fucking know what to
No,
tell you.
I'm fucking with you. I fucked with it. I didn't hate the match. I felt like I fucked with the stiff offense, and from both competitors. I like the attempt of the Spider German suplex reverse to the sit out powerbomb that I assume it's what you were talking about.
I think so.
Yeah, I like that because I like the finish of the match. I felt like it, kept the story together. I didn't hate it, but I'll be honest. I have 3.5 stars in my notes, but this was the first match that I watched of this pay-per-view.
Erase that half star there.
Yeah.
It got objectively better from here.
Yeah.
Cortland, did it?
I went 3.25. I enjoyed it for the most part. I think like y'all pretty much touched on everything. It's not like I didn't turn on this pay-per-view super excited for this match. And I mean, as an opener, the crowd was behind it for sure. So, I mean, you can't beat it up too much. They told the story that they wanted to tell. They got in, they got out. I don't want to beat it up. I think it did its place, and I'm glad it was first. So,
3.25. I like it. Ethan?
I liked the match. I rate stuff a lot lower than most, so I did 2 3/4. But I could easily see a 3 or a 3.25 with it. I mean,
2 3/4. Ethan and I have talked about is a good rating for Ethan. Like that's
Yeah.
an enjoyable match.
I give a lot of stuff 2 3/4, but fucking Yoshihashi. Every year they put him in the G1, and they've tried to do this thing of like, oh, this is gonna be the time Yoshihashi steps up or whatever. And I've never given a flying fuck. And it's never really worked. He's had some good matches. He had a good match with Omega in the G1 the year prior. And he has some good matches down the stretch here. I mean, shit, this was a good match to me. Togi Makabe is great. This is his 15th consecutive G1.
Jesus
Christ.
He
How
won.
fucking crazy is that, dude?
He won the 2009 one. So, I mean, he is a... I don't
And
know
like,
what he's doing
what
now.
number is this for Tanahashi? This is like 17 or 18 consecutive.
I don't know. It's fucking crazy. But fucking, I love Togi Makabe, especially because we don't really see him that much on the cards nowadays. So I enjoyed just seeing this because he's like an Ishii kind of a guy. He's just gonna beat the shit out of you. And Yoshihashi, admittedly, he's one of those where he's not. I don't think he's bad. I just think he's positioned higher than he should be. Kind of like how I feel about Brian Cage. It's like if you put him where he's supposed to be, you're gonna enjoy his stuff. But you keep trying to push him like he's higher in the card than he's supposed to be, you're just gonna see all his flaws and not, it's just gonna make you think he's shitty. So 2 3/4 for me.
And catching strays.
I love that. That's the comparison.
That's the
those
analogy.
Two people couldn't be further apart. The only other thing that I noticed, the only other note that I have about the match is Yoshihashi's gear was very Shinsuke Nakamura like reminiscent. Our next match, somehow Casey thinks it gets better, was Bad Luck Fale versus Hangman Page. It was fine, I guess. Page's moonsault to the outside is one of my favorite things in wrestling right now. Super sick. Hangman wins via DQ after interference from Tama Tonga. The Gorillas of Destiny and Fale beat down Page, and we're preparing to hang him with a noose until Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Chase Owens come down to make the save. I went 2 stars because I feel like with the time they had before that interference, it was fine, but it did nothing for me. Pat?
Gentlemen's too as well. I literally agree with everything you said. There's nothing. I mean, it is what it is, man. I feel like it's kind of a microcosm for fucking Adam Page match. He's just wrestling okay, then he gets jumped and his homies help him out. It's kind of what I see every fucking week, motherfucker. So I don't really. So it's like it is 2 stars.
Cortland?
I went 2 as well, man. It's the DQ in a tournament match when this is a DQ, but the
match after that,
fucking chair spot with the arm and the whole fucking like corner post wasn't a DQ, but this is.
It's up
like,
to the ref. It's ref discretion.
I'm pretty sure they use the same fucking ref.
There's 3 dudes in the ring. Of course he's gonna stop it. He can't defend himself.
That
the chair
doesn't
isn't
have
gonna
arms.
fuck it.
Yeah, he didn't call it for a quick minute, dude. He was like, "Oh, it's a fucking interference. What do I do? I don't know."
You gonna fight back? No? All right, well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really like DQs in tournaments unless like it's obviously way faster than this. I feel like wasting 10 minutes on in a tournament bracket and then getting a DQ finish kind of wasted everyone's time. Like, if that's the plan, get to it and get the fuck out so we can do what we want to do next. Because tournaments are meant for decisions. They're meant for the blow off, and we're not getting anything out of this unless it's progressing the storyline, which inevitably we will eventually get. But I mean, looking at it right then and there, I would have been annoyed. But hey, looking back on it now, it's 2 stars. Good job? ?
It's the firing squad, baby. Ethan?
I went 2 1/4 on it. I actually enjoyed it. These undercard matches, they never really do DQs in G1s like this. Not that I thought it was the best idea, because this clearly is the same shit they're doing with the Bullet Club now, and hence why I hate that shit. You know what I mean? They just do the same shit, and they just made it even worse. But here it was just fine. I mean, the week prior, you had the huge angle where the firing squad turned on the Elite. So all that's super fresh, you know what I mean? You got a whole long-ass tournament of fucking 20-something shows to get through, you know what I mean? I think they're just trying to start a thread of some stories to get going throughout it. And to me, you can't have this Fale Hangman match, which is this is the first show since that big angle happened. If they just came out here and had a normal match and no screwy shit happened, I mean, it's kind of like these dudes fucking had a huge-ass group dissension. It's like, to me, if they ain't fucking gunning to get one up on the other, it'd be kind of weird. Just, all right, Hangman and Fale gonna have a good match, and everyone's gonna stay in the back and just watch them have a good, fair match. So, not that, I'm a fucking DQ guy or that this, I loved it, but Fale, I don't want to see Fale wrestle more than this, and I don't even want to see. I don't think Fale should even have wins or losses. Just leave the motherfucker alone. So the fucking DQ is just fine. 2 1/4. Omega and Ibushi running down at the end. I love that shit, man. I don't care. I'm a fucking honky. I love fucking Omega, Ibushi, and Hangman.
Wait, you weren't jumping up and down for Chase Owens to come down?
Chase Owens can go shit the bed. He's nothing. He's just fucking riding the coattails of the Golden Elite.
What a fucking dork. There's somebody out in the world that thinks Chase Owens is the best wrestler.
He is the crown jewel to them.
That's With that said, I guess Casey, you can fucking go. I guess.
Okay, first of all, I want to say something because you came at me, and the only real sassy one is Ethan today. He can fucking fight everyone. I don't give a shit. I said it gets objectively better from here. I didn't say it was better. I will say watching this match now and knowing how the whole storyline is progressing with this whole Bullet Club thing, I think it does technically do what it's supposed to do.
This motherfucker's going 3.5, man.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, I think that their timing with New Japan shit's fucked all the time, though, for this stuff. How are you going to literally have this and then be like, oh, fuck, well, did you not look at how you already set the brackets up for the G1 to be like, well, this is the first fucking match on, like, that they're going to be with each other? Could you just done it then? I don't know. Also, I just want to point out, because no one talked about it, Hangman gets fucking yeeted into the crowd and clears 3 rows of chairs.
Yo.
And I was like, fuck.
That's the thing, bro. Like, I can't shit on this match because, sure, it's nothing crazy, but, like, I don't want to see these guys go back and forth. You know what I mean? I just want, you know what I mean?
They just need to beat the shit out of each other. That's it.
You know
That's all we need.
Fale swung him around. The crowd's warming up to Hangman. Fucking no complaints, man. You ain't got to.
And also, at this point, no one knew where the fuck Hangman really stood with the situation because he's always been like the fucking redheaded stepchild of the Bullet Club. So they were like, is he going to be with them or is he going to join the firing squad? We'll fucking tune in next week. And then they fucking made the decision for him. I gave it 2 1/4. Fuck you, Mike. Coming at me about this.
Yeah.
That feels
So
harsh, dude.
Mike
Anyway,
Elgin.
yeah, we get Michael Elgin versus Evil as our next match.
Ready for this discourse right here.
Good God.
So here's the thing, right? Ethan and I have taken losses with New Japan thoughts. Ethan's, I will get to later in night 1, but mine was, no.
Okay.
I have the floor, sir.
I have the
Thank you.
talking stick.
Clean it up.
I put on for Evil for a little bit.
He did.
He's
did.
the fucking shits, man. He's not good. Cortland, I need you to straighten up because it's coming to you here in a minute.
Can I just say real fast? My main note was I have never wanted Evil to win a match more than right now, and he failed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be the odd man out here. That's all I'm gonna say.
The
Not
story of
true.
the match was
Not
Michael
true.
Elgin's
Not
arm,
true.
and you had Evil kind of work heel for what felt like one of the first times. Evil did work his arm for the majority of the match. The final stretch of the match was fucking awesome, though. With Elgin coming out on top after an Elgin bomb. I don't have a lot of notes on it, but I did go 3.5. I didn't hate the match at all.
Smart man.
It was a good match, man. But Michael Elgin's a fucking dork, and Evil's boring as shit in 2022. That's you want to talk about objective thoughts. That's how I feel.
It's true as fuck.
There it is. Cortland.
I gave this 3.5 as well. I enjoy this for the story that's being told in the ring. Elgin sells the arm better than most people that you see selling. And it felt like Evil knew just how to lay it in right and make it look believable as hell. There's good stuff, man. Like he did the crucifix bomb, but like he couldn't get Evil all the way up for like the sit down pin of it. So like he just slams him, grabs his foot, flips his ass over, picks him back up for a powerbomb, and slams him so hard, man. Like the ref bounced off the fucking mat from it. The crowd ate it up. I ate it up. You know, it's good stuff for what it is. I'm not a fan of Evil per se. Like for love of God, like stop wearing what you're wearing.
Man, look foolish, bro.
You didn't like the
Elgin-
scythe with the 7.5 foot long blade on it?
No, but like Elgin, I'm not a huge fan of. You're, like Mike said, you're a dork, you're a nerd, but at the end of the day, you can whoop my ass. So
Keep shit chill.
I like you in this match. I'll tell you that. I really enjoyed both of their work in this match. So 3.5. I have 0 complaints.
Ethan.
Well, guys, I want to preface this by saying, on a week where Michael Elgin has decided to emerge from whatever shitty home he lives in to get back on Twitter and argue with people about the allegations and whatever else about him. I don't know if
He's got allegations.
Hold on.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's a piece of shit.
wait.
He's not a good dude.
Look
These
at
aren't
me.
allegations.
Look
Let's
at
not
me.
open that can of
Look at me.
worms.
Look at me. It is Thursday night. This goes out tomorrow. If I have to edit any of this, I'm fucking getting on a plane and we're fighting.
No, hey man, listen. I'm not saying nothing crazy.
Group chat,
just
baby. Group chat. You're good.
I just
Good.
think it's worth mentioning because I'm not going to sit here and say this is a good match when what's happened recently is Michael Elgin got announced for Noah, which I think is fucking stupid. He's been blackballed for a while now, for a couple years. Soon after this tournament is when he got blackballed and fucking blacklisted, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's shitty that they're even letting him come around. And I just want to preface that because Michael Elgin is a very stupid and shitty individual.
Well, hey, man, if Marty Scurll can come back, why can't he? You know?
I think they all should be shipped off into the ocean and just sink that fucker.
Oh, wow.
Amen.
Ooh.
Anyways, this match in a vacuum and the time that it happened and what it is a good match. I was worn out. You know, this was before any of the Elgin stuff came out, but I was already worn out because as a preface too, I've watched a lot of these matches already because I watched this tournament as it happened. So I'm kind of comparing and contrasting when I rewatch some of this shit. But at the time, I was already tired of Elgin, even before his allegations. And so watching this match, what are y'all laughing at?
No. Keep talking.
Keep going.
I don't know. I'm lost now. This was a just good match. 3.25. I'm lost. Y'all threw me off. Move on.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, bud.
You're good.
Is it my turn?
Casey.
Yes.
Why am I
Okay.
going?
No, because
I go in like a circle here, man.
He
I
just-
figure it out.
he has his ways, and it works. I had to watch this match twice because I talked a bunch of shit about it, and then I was implored by both Cortland and Ethan to rewatch it because I hate Michael Elgin, so I buy it with a harsh prejudice. Fucking rated this low. I rewatched it. It's fine. Fuckhead does an okay job at selling. I actually don't super mind Evil at this time in this particular, once again, never should be fucking world champion. 3.25.
But they play their roles, dude. Their
They-
roles
they-
are played.
Two big meaty men slapping meat, fine. What the fuck ever. But neither one are champion material.
Yeah, no.
I
You
agree.
stick to lower lower titles. We're fine.
This
3.25.
was just a super solid undercard match. I mean, I just loved, the focus on the arm and everything. You know,
Yeah.
it was just a solid little fucking match.
Because one of those things about this match is that you forget the arm for about a solid minute or two, and then it's brings you right back just because he gets a flurry of offense, tries a lariat, and it has absolutely nothing behind it. And then it seems like once he finally gets the fire up, he hits it, finally drops Evil, and that crowd is 100% behind him, dude.
They
The
loved-
roar in there is very crazy.
They loved Big Mike for whatever reason over there.
Yeah.
Dude, because he fits Japanese wrestling really well.
Yeah.
I
He
just
does.
wish they knew what led him to this point.
He's
Whining on
also-
Twitter about-
He's also just big, fucking strong white guy. And so they're just like, yeah, do the things.
Yep.
They're like, fuck it. But yeah, he's just, it's like watching paint dry.
Pat.
Somebody wrote in my notes 3.5 stars. I don't know who would do such a thing.
It's a fine match, dude. It's fine.
It is a fine match. Yeah, I didn't really hate on the match at all.
Meltzer went
Kinda-
4, so don't feel bad.
Well, I think Pat just read what the Michael Elgin situation is. I think that's what he was doing. And that's why he was like, showing Portland.
Allegedly, I had wrote 3.5 stars.
Yeah, But yeah, I mean, I didn't, the match was good for what it is. I'm not too fond of either of their get-ups. We were talking about outfits earlier. Evil's dumb, and Mike Logan looks like Sailor Moon. So it's like,
What the fuck did I just hear?
it's weird. So, but the sound of the arm is cool. I liked. I always rock one up and suplex. Man, that shit is nice, dude. But I mean, it ain't nothing crazy. You know what it is.
All right. Well, our next match was something. We have Minoru Suzuki taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi. Almost immediately, Suzuki attacks Tana's knee and has a disgusting knee bar locked in. I think Casey had mentioned to me, he was like, "You're gonna watch it and you're gonna get sick." And
My
I
knees
said,
still hurt.
some of the ways that Suzuki manipulates Tana's leg is nausea-inducing. The match was fucking awesome, and is a perfect representation to somebody who doesn't understand why Minoru Suzuki is looked at as villainous as he is. It's a perfect match to watch because he is fucking mad in this. And he's a killer. Suzuki starts with some palm strikes, and you literally see Tanahashi's hair fly off his head. He hit him so hard, you see hair fly off of him. Then he had like Tanahashi's dragon screw, which another moment that I was like, ugh, like, oh my god.
The sound that came out of Suzuki.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever heard him make that noisy?
For
Ever?
a second, I legitimately was like, "Oh, he just fucked his knee up." I was like, "That knee exploded."
Sorry, he's walking out though. He didn't. He wasn't. He was walking out.
Oh no!
Kinda
I mean, that fucking they worked me into that shoot, but I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh fuck, his knees exploded!" Like, because hearing Suzuki go, "Ha fuck!" Like he was.
Tanahashi manages to overcome the odds. He wins via pinfall after a high fly flow. I initially went a different rating, so I'm going to split my rating down the middle. I'm going 4.25 here. It was lovely. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was an awesome thing. I initially went 4.5, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, all right, buddy, calm it the fuck down. But I liked it, man. I really enjoyed it. It was compelling, and I loved it. It felt as real as you're going to get, which was cool. Ethan.
Yeah, so initially when I watched this,
Not to panic you.
Huh?
Not to panic you. But you're up, sir.
No, you didn't panic me. I initially went 3 3/4 on this, but then watching it back, I'm going 4 flat. They just fucking ruled, man. Because this is touching on earlier in the year where Suzuki beat Tanahashi for the Intercontinental Belt. I think back in January of this year. And this is their first match since. And so Suzuki going fucking... Well, I think Tana actually charged Suzuki at the bell and tried to go for his leg. And Suzuki's like, nah, man.
Yeah.
I got
He was like the low ball drop kick. And
Yes.
then within like 15, 20 seconds, Suzuki hit it on him. After they like try to do like a weird dive, chase him out of the ring, come back in. It was really clean too.
Yes, dude. It just fucking rules, man. It's just, not doing a lot, but doing a lot. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't fucking go in here a bunch of spots. They didn't even throw a ton of strikes. It was just a story. You know what I mean? 6 months in the works. You know what I mean? They're touching back on something from the beginning of the year in the summer. And still, as soon as the bell rings, it's like you're all the way back at that match initially where all this shit started. It's just little stuff like this that I love about New Japan. They can capture lightning in a bottle and fucking run the shit home. 4 stars from me. Tanahashi gets his win back, so everyone's happy. I mean, what can you say, man? Good match.
I like it. Casey.
I gave it 3 3/4. I love the fact that they really worked on the fact, this is the first match of like fucking 20 something matches in this tournament, and like Tanahashi's just not tapping. And like you can hear as the longer and longer it goes, like the commentators like, just fucking tap. Like, it's 2 points. Who the fuck cares? They're like, save your fucking knees because you're gonna wrestle tomorrow in some fucking obscure tag match. But like, fucking get on. Like, stop doing this to yourself. And like, eventually he was able to power through. But it's like them like literally Suzuki just being a piece of shit and being like, this knee's coming home with me. for like 80% of the match. It's great. I think it tells a great story going into the rest of the matches in like the first chunk of this block and like continuing on that like they even commented on it. They're like, now everyone's gonna go straight for that fucking knee in every match that Tanahashi's gonna be in now.
Yeah, I think that's what makes the G1 super cool, because it's not just a single elimination tournament. No, round robin, so everyone has to face everyone.
Yeah.
You know, and then it throws in all these different logical ways you can spin why someone's doing something. Why are they going? Why did fucking Firing Squad not give a fuck about getting a DQ? They knew they were going to get DQ'd, but they didn't give a fuck about that 2 points. They got the whole rest of the tournament.
We all know Bad Luck Fale ain't gonna get a shit ton of points in this tournament. Come on now.
Hey, buddy, you'll be surprised. He beat Okada in the G1 one year.
I know. It's fucked up.
Yeah. It is fucked. It's very fucked. But no, not to break up your point. You can continue.
That's fine. That was it, yeah. But
Pat.
4 stars. It was awesome. You know, the match was fucking sick. It's definitely like, if you want to know why Suzuki's a legend, this is definitely a fucking match to watch. And it's crazy watching it after watching what was on fucking television last night. It's just, the man's a fucking alien, dude. Like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. Cortland said it while we were watching it, dude. He works his leg for about 30 minutes, and like, it's not fucking boring at all. Like I loved every second of it, to be honest with you. So yeah, 4 stars.
Cortland.
I went 3 3/4. I could go 4, but I feel like 3 3/4 is respectable for where it's placed on this card. I really enjoy it. Like Pat said, dude, he works the shit out of the leg beginning to end, and it's never boring. Suzuki's one of those guys that can be on the ground, and you're so compelled to continue watching his hands because you don't know what he's about to do next. There's a sequence in it that I really enjoyed. He sat in a heel hook and stood back up, dropped back into the heel hook, got up into an ankle lock, rolled over into a half Boston crab, held the half Boston until he did his own flat back bump whenever they were trying to roll out of it, and he's right back into a heel hook, and he never let go of the leg at all. And this is all. And I forgot the STF before the half Boston.
Yeah.
And I mean, all of this is within 45 seconds to a minute and a half, and all of this is done flawlessly. Suzuki is a madman, and you just love to see 2 guys that just know each other well. They know how each other is going to work. And they sell the shit out of it. I don't know if I was expecting this finish and as abruptly as it happened, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see more of their stuff together.
I like it. And then our main event for night 1, Jay White taking on Kazuchika Okada. This was right in the middle. Like, for context of Ethan and I, like, we had met 3 months prior. And he was super invested in Okada's, like, loss of confidence. And, like, jumping, like, from being the Rainmaker to being, like, this weirdo. And you could just see that, like, he just didn't know who he was. He also was not a fan of Jay White.
I wasn't.
Um,
This was around the time where he started to come around on me, because remember, it was the Omega match before this where I started to turn a little bit on him in a good way.
Jay White's a king and deserves the world. Okada was about to hit a dive over the barricade on the outside, and I don't know if anybody else heard it, but Kevin Kelly decided to tell us that he was a track star in high school.
He did say he was a track star in high school.
I'm like, Kevin Kelly, you stupid motherfucker.
It wasn't you, buddy.
I'm like, God. There's something really beautiful about the so obvious that it's not obvious at all link between Jay White's heel tendencies in this and the shit going on with Firing Squad, and how those things are very obviously linked that they weren't linked at all.
So, I don't know if you were going to mention it, but both of Okada and Jay White are in K point.
Yeah.
So Okada's technically Jay White's leader. And to touch on the firing squad thing, Jay White, a few months prior to this, faked out Kenny Omega. Because Kenny wanted Jay White to join the Bullet Club, and that's why they have issues now. Because Kenny had Jay White in the ring, they shook hands, Jay White gave him the Blade Runner. He had the Bullet Club shirt on all. He was like, but still, all that's kind of...
beat his ass.
So, there's a lot of different factors that made this one feel special.
Mind you, like that was the night that he came back from his excursion, wasn't it? So it's like he's just peaking at this point. They're handing him over to be on the hottest faction of the time, and he goes, "Nah, fuck you, I'm joining Chaos." And then this match fucking happens, and he's beating the shit out of basically his boss.
Yeah, and it's very timely to mention this is the first time they've ever faced. This is the biggest match of Jay White's to this point. I mean, bigger than the Mega match. You know, this is it for him, you know.
Right. White hits a Saito suplex to the outside, which received like a visceral reaction from the commentators. It was
fantastic.
Awesome. Okada hits the Rainmaker, but White cracks Red Shoes in the face, like as
beautiful back fist.
It's so good. It's so good.
Reminds me of a couple of shows I've been to.
You
my
get a low blow
favorite part is them running the replay on that, and then being like, Don Callis is like, I don't think that was intentional, and then it slows the replay, and they're like, oh, of course it was intentional. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, I can't deny that.
He was like, it was an accident. It's in slow mo, and he's like, no,
I wasn't
that
expecting
was
a receipt like that.
He was like, he clocked the shit out of him. But he also, Don Callis fucking hates Red Shoes, so it's fine. He's like, he deserved it.
I love the commentary team here, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. All night, they're really great.
Rocky Romero being on there and Don Callis.
Was Romero hurt at the time?
I think he was.
Because like it was just kind of weird for him to be there. And at one point, I think it was, I forgot what match it was, he gets fucking knocked out.
I'm gonna talk about
that.
Bro,
Sorry,
that shit is so goddamn funny. We gotta wait on
I forgot it was. I forgot it was this match. To be honest, I watched the shit on Monday. It's been a minute.
And Rocky's out here fucking watching his two stablemates go at it.
Yeah,
so that adds to it too.
Very
his two
conflicting.
boys knock his ass over.
You get a low blow from White, followed by him just ECW tossing a chair in Okada's face, and then finally the Blade Runner for the 3 count. Okada's losing streak continues, and White gets a massive win over his Chaos stablemate. Post-match, White says he doesn't give 2 shits about any of the fans watching live or at home, and that he doesn't care about Okada, who's been dying an embarrassing death since his fall at Dominion.
He doesn't care so much that as soon as the pinfall's over and naturally Japan comes in and they put ice bags on everybody, this man crawls across the ring and fucking takes Okada's ice bag and puts it both on himself.
Puts him on him. He comes up with the microphone. And he's like, I don't give a fuck about any of you.
Puts them on both of his shoulders and just fucking does this. This is the funniest thing.
He says that he had to pull the plug on Okada. He says that Chaos is his and that this is his G1, and the only thing that anyone can do about it is breathe with the Switchblade. I love Jay White. In the back, he says, welcome to the new face of New Japan. This is my company, my kingdom, my chaos. It's all the Switchblades. This was 4 stars flat. Like, it was kind of a letdown on Okada's part, though, but it's kind of in line with what you expect at this point. Casey.
I gave it 4 1/4. I enjoyed the shit out of it. There was like almost initially there was like it's the Blade Runner countered into a Rainmaker attempt and then countered out, and they were both just like haha, and like it made me smile because it was so fucking quick. It was just like, and Blade Runner, like, and we're just starting the fucking match. Okada still has one of the nicest drop kicks out of anyone.
A lot of people think it's the best in the biz.
I legitimately think so. I think if it's not, I'd have to compare others, but it's 1 or 2.
Dude, I mean, how far did Jay White go across the ring for that fucking running drop kick into the corner?
Yeah.
Like, dude, he went from A to D, like, so fast.
Everything else. I'm just trying to see if I missed anything. Everything else we pretty much had already kind of talked about. I wrote at the end. I was like, someone needs to strap a rocket to fucking Jay White at this point. Like, I fucking loved him at this time. I had a friend similar to Ethan that just fucking couldn't stand him, and I never understood it. And like watching this back again, I was like, nah, I was fucking right. It's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Good shit.
just
Pat.
I went for a flat. I could go 4.25. I mean, I went for a flat though. I like the match a lot though. There's no knocks on it. I have no problems with it. I am not the biggest Jay White fan, but it's not that I hate on him. I see more like it's really what it is because everything I've seen I've loved. So it's like
I'm just indifferent.
I feel that. I mean, I love the match. Yeah, I wish I kind of got more from Okada, but I mean, everything he did was basically flawless. Even him like doing the not so great shit that he was doing, like I don't know, it's just weird. But I kind of wanted more out of this match. I know my man to the left fucking loves this match.
Hell yeah, good.
I mean, it's still it's match one, so like you can't go balls to the walls, but
exactly. But it's greatness. It's great. You know what it is.
Cortland, tell me you went 4.75, bud.
5.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I love this match a lot. I think the outside work was great. The barricade work between the apron and the barricade with Jay White and Okada is fantastic. I think it was a solid 8 to 10 times back and forth between the two. The Irish whip into the barricade was devastating. Like that whole fucking thing shifted. And in Japan, if you don't watch a lot of New Japan, they usually have like on the hard camera side or on the opposite side near commentary, they have multiple guardrails. And he's threw Okada so hard that he went through the first two and hit the fan barricade. That's how hard he went. And the gate flew open. So that was super sick, man. I really enjoyed Jay White's work as being this heel. He talked the entire time getting in Okada's head, which is exactly what they were selling, was that Jay White just wanted to be in Okada's head. Does he believe he can beat him? Yes, but he knows that he can beat him mentally faster. And that's the story that he's telling. And it worked out great, man. I really enjoy the Blade Runner here. Dude, it just looked so fucking good.
Yeah.
Okada's one of those guys that
It's
can just
it's
take
like,
everybody's finisher. You fucking line him up, and he's going to take them just the way that they want him to be taken. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about this match whatsoever. I love the shit out of Jay White. I hope that we see more Jay White pulling out more tournament-style matches, because that's the kind of guy that you want to run your a small tournament or a big tournament like this. I feel like that's definitely one of the guys that you would hand pick and be like, out of the 6 people that I need to run the duration of this thing, he's one of them.
I like it.
shout out Red Shoes.
Shout out Red Shoes. Ethan, this was 3.75 at
It
best.
was. That's what I gave.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Yes!
You're happy that I gave it 3.75?
I knew you were going to.
Oh god.
I just knew you were going to.
I know that's why they all saved me for last. Yeah, there's a lot.
It's all by chance. I swear to God, it's all by chance. I just pick somebody, and that's how I run it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, y'all really covered all of it. I mean, I loved what they were running at this point with both of these guys. I mean, the trajectory of both of them, the story tells itself. Okada coming out with the balloons, kind of acting all wacky and wazoo because he lost the fucking belt, you know what I mean? In this whole match, I felt like Okada wasn't fully there, which is the story, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like me and Pat watch stuff with similar eyes sometimes, because I feel the same way. This is when I watched this the first time when it happened, when I wasn't a big fan of Jay White. I was just like, I wanted more. I wanted more. But because when you watch these New Japan main events, you expect a certain style of match. That doesn't mean it's bad if you don't get that same style. So It's the whole Jay White thing's so hard for me because everyone wants to like him. I feel like a dick when I'm like, don't dislike him, but I'm not like, fuck yeah, Jay White type shit. You know, I thought what he did was good here.
That hurts a lot sometimes to a wrestler, is being indifferent. Like,
Yeah.
you love me or you fucking hate me. Being indifferent means that he's not doing his job right for you. You know, you're supposed to have some type of emotion, rather if it's good or negative. And
You just be
you are
like, he's
just
fine.
Work, bro.
and
Because
you're
I
just
straight
like
up-
nothing.
I straight up, bro. I barely feel anything from the guy. I gotta
That's not good.
You're
That's
putting
not funny
you're
shit.
putting Yoshihashi and fucking Jay White in the same category.
No. Because Yoshihashi is a dull individual. Jay White's got a smart, fast mouth, and he's good with it. You know what I mean? And he can work a
And
match.
And another thing about Jay White is, like, I say it to Pat all the time, man. If you want a guy to be your 8x10, god damn, that's Jay White. That is a pretty ass motherfucker. Put a belt on him, it looks pretty. Your entrance video is fucking sick. Your music's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I will say I'm not
You know?
a huge fan of like the weird fucking goatee he had.
I love it.
No.
And he's in a Sonic the Hedgehog villain era, and it's fucking awesome.
I'm just saying,
That's
like
awesome.
fucking 2018 babyface, jet black hair with the like all of
Yeah.
it. Like that is fucking sign me up.
Yeah,
Ethan,
that's great. But like
Continue on your thought.
Okada
No, but-
attempting to be Michael Cole, yeah, frosty tips.
Ethan, give it a shot.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I went 3 3/4 on it. I love, Jay White stepped into this role super well. You know what I mean? It's like he went from being a young lion to being like a top heel overnight. And there's no denying that. I will never deny Jay White's abilities and deny his spot in this company. Even here, I never denied his spot in the company. When he beat Okada, I can't lie. At the time, looking back, totally the right decision. But as Mike knows, at the time, I was like, man, why the fuck they just put him over Okada? You know what I mean? But that's me being a fucking fan of the babyface. You know what I mean? Being worked. You know what I mean? Looking back, but see, that's the beauty of it, though. They worked me. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason we watch this.
That's the job, baby.
That's what you want.
Disbelief, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to harp on my indifference on Jay White because this was a good match and I'm not going to shit on it. For me, it's a 3 3/4 match. Jay White gets the biggest one of his career, and that's the thing. Now, look, this is where the G1 hooks you, man. First night, you got 3 big stories, I'd say, off the jump. Jay White fucking beats Okada. Like, admittedly, Okada's on a downward slope, but Jay White,
But, like,
young
who
Well,
was
guy-
it's a combination of he beat Okada, but then also it's furthering the story of like where the fuck did Okada
Okay, so-
go?
How far
Like,
down is Okada gonna drop?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got fucking Tanahashi on one leg, and then you have the now overdone Bullet Club stuff. So let's get into Block B, Mike. Night 2. Let's fucking.
Here we go. Night 2, July 15th, 2018. 3,826 in attendance. We start off with Toru Yano versus Tomohiro Ishii. Here we go. This is the moment for you, Casey. This spills to the outside early on, and somehow Rocky Romero takes a bump. I watched this, and I'm
It's
not
just so
joking,
fucking funny, dude.
7 or 8 times.
It's
I went
so
back.
goddamn funny.
Dude, he's sitting there. The guardrail hits. It's like it hits here. Boom, and he like, "Ah!" and like, dude, it would have been funny, right? But then you have Kevin Kelly go, "Hey, Rocky, you good?" And he goes, "No." I'm like, how are you that? Like, how did we get there?
well, the problem is that he falls and everyone's just like, what the fuck happened?
Like,
Are
how
you
did-
okay?
What is he doing over there?
I strongly implore you, if you're watching that on New Japan Pro Wrestling World, like NJPW World, you can go half speed, watch the barricade get hit, and watch Rocky go. Shawn Michaels, like WrestleMania 10, like, whoa, and like throw himself back. It is insane.
So you're all right, Rocky. You're all right.
I laughed about it. It's
Rocky's
funny as
down.
fuck.
He's just like, my fucking back.
No, he said. Don said he was like, you need to pay attention, kid. And then he said I was getting orders on Rocky Romero.
Toru Yano fought in Pancrase, and that's the weirdest thought in the world.
Jesus.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
There's a great sequence where Yano outstrikes Ishii, hits him with like a forearm and drops him. Goes for a lariat, only to be countered into a German suplex. Yano shows his fighting spirit and lands a rope-assisted belly-to-belly, and Don Callis with the call of the G1. Yano looks like Jack Briscoe. I can't believe it. Only for Yano to then get clotheslined out of his fucking shoes immediately after.
Bro, it's like 2 seconds. It's so quick.
It made me laugh
Don
so
Callis.
hard.
Great, man.
Comedy spots called the end of the bout with Ishii landing a low blow and a roll-up for the win. This was entertaining. 2 3/4. It was great. Pat.
What'd you give it? Hold on. What'd you
2
give it?
3/4.
All right, I gave it 3 flat.
Are you lying to me?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I was
Cortland?
just looking at Cortland's rating. But I gave it 3 flat. It was great, man.
He has my notes.
I have his notes.
Cortland probably went like a star and 3/4.
No, actually, he didn't. You'd be surprised. That's why I
No
was like,
star,
damn,
just
I
3/4.
was like, damn, I respect that. But yeah, I went 3 flat. I like the match a lot. I don't really have a lot of complaints. I love Don's call of everything in this match, dude. Don Callis was like selling this shit for me because he was just selling the fact that Toru Yano is like a joke wrestler, is not like a real, you know what I mean? And he was just talking so much shit. At one point, Rocky said, like, you know, Yano's being really impressive. And then Don Callis was like, one of his old personalities was actually a good wrestler. So I understand what's going on. Like, it was just so
He talks shit bell to bell.
it was just so funny.
Dude, I don't know what.
And I love
Don,
that. I loved the ending. I love that the ending was a low blow. Because it was literally the fucking story of the entire match was like, is Yano gonna cheat to win, and then fucking Ishii fucking cheats to win. I thought that shit was fucking awesome. So yeah, three flat.
Ethan, what were you going to say about Don Callis?
it's like, dude, Don on night 1, he's fine. You know what I mean? Then it's night 2. It's like he's like, dude, I'm gonna come out here and fucking act the fuck
It's
up. Bro.
night 2, first match in the G1 for Block B, and he's like, this motherfucker's
it.
crazy as shit. Like,
Cortland, the floor is yours, sir.
Excuse me, I'm pouring my Coca-Cola.
Enjoy.
What are you pouring that into, out of curiosity? Oh, our Up and Over mug that you can get on upandoverpodcast.com, where you'll find all of our merchandise.
Absolutely. And where you will also find Up and Over Breakdown that drops every Friday.
not this
Hey,
week.
yo.
Exclusive content. I went 3.5 stars, Mike. Can you believe it?
I
Can
can't.
you believe it?
Fuck yeah, man.
I enjoyed this, dude. I thought it was super entertaining. This is probably the only match of Yano's I've genuinely have enjoyed and not been like shit like I usually do.
Carney bullshit.
But dude, the opening of the match did a very believable arm drag. He did like a sidestep, hip toss that looked fantastic. He did the typical turnbuckle spot where he just runs, takes off the corner pad. Probably one of the best slingshot spots I've ever seen
Yo.
in wrestling
Yo.
in years. Ishii took that thing like I'm talking chef's kiss. Good.
Which, if you haven't seen what the Stone Pitbull looks like, that's all you need to know to like. This man takes a fucking slingshot good, and you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
God. I'm a hero Ishii, dude. I just gotta I loved looking at his ass when he barrels down to the ring. Like, where's the first person I can fucking headbutt right now?
Suzuki's not out there. Don't worry.
There was a really cool spot when Yano decided they were just kind of holding each other in a belly-to-belly position, and Ishii hits the ropes going backwards, and using the momentum, Yano did a belly-to-belly suplex, and dude, it looked awesome.
That was the Jack Briscoe call. That's
Yeah,
what I
that was
was
the
talking
Jack
about.
Briscoe.
It was a rope assisted belly to belly.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed that spot. There's only a few people that have ever been able to pull it off and make it look good. Rick Steiner is one of them that comes to mind.
Yo, so basically you're saying we need the Steiners versus Yano and Ishii in a tag match.
That's
Yo.
not. I never.
Shit.
Said that. I never
Hear me
said
out. I'll sign on it. Let's do it. Come on now. Come on, give me it.
that. Yeah, man. I thought this match was very entertaining. what it was to be the first tournament match for night 2. I thought it was a great pick me up after all your tag matches that you just enjoyed. And getting back into the tournament, it's a nice fresh air, clean palette, get me over the shit I saw last night, ready for this tournament. And I think they both played their part perfectly. Ref was always in the right place at the right time. So no complaints, dude. 3.5.
Ethan.
Oh yeah, man. You know me, buddy. I love this
All
fucking
complaints. Star
shit.
3/4.
Man, hey man, come on now. You will never hear me complain about Ishii or Yano ever.
Yeah.
Jay White? I'm just kidding. So nah, this shit rules. I mean, I love Bullet Club, but I low-key was just as much of a mark for Chaos at this time. I mean, these dudes, Ishii and Yano here, they're in the same group. These Chaos dudes are just fucking goofballs, including fucking O. They all are goofballs. Fucking Rocky Romero in commentary. Ishii and Yano fucking around. I feel like Okada's in the back fucking blowing up balloons and smirking at the camera watching this shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, at a time, dude, and I just want to tell everyone to look this up. This is not even, you could say it's off topic, but it's really not. Go on YouTube. Someone made a Chaos music video with the Full House theme song and edited them all into it with names, and it's fucking hilarious.
God damn it.
Because you got Okada, Ishii, Yano, Chuck and Trent, and Rocky. It's just fucking hilarious. And so when I see this shit, it's just like, I think of the boys. You know what this match reminds me of? If two of us had a fucking match. That's what this shit reminds me of.
So
Fucking
Las
around,
Vegas.
beating
Or
the
LA.
shit out of one
LA.
another.
LA,
LA.
baby.
I'm
We'll
gonna be
reenact
honest
it.
with everybody. This is a pitch to sell some tickets. Los Angeles, March 2023. I'm going up and I'm going over, and I might go under.
Whoa.
I don't know what kind of editing Casey's gonna need to do.
That's all we're gonna
Anyway,
get.
I
huh?
ended that.
Anyways, this was just a fucking blast, dude. Ishii and Yano, and just the commentary and everything. These are just dudes being dudes doing shit, bruh. Three and
Dude,
a
they had fun.
3.25?
3 and a quarter.
Hell
I love
yeah.
that, dude. And Casey.
Mr. Gringo.
I almost went end 5. but I didn't.
N5. I love the fuck out of this match. Them coming out and me knowing who Yano is, and Rocky Romero being like, hey guys, Yano told everyone he's starting a new leaf. No more funny business. He's gonna fucking wrestle. And I was like, shut the fuck up, Rocky. Like,
And he actually
and then he started wrestling, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? and it's like, yeah, he eventually gets to a lot of his comedy spots, but they were spaced out at such good moments. It was like he was out wrestling fucking Ishii. Everyone's really fucking confused. Ishii gets the upper hand. Yano goes to the outside. He grabs a fucking chair. And he's like, and everyone's like, he's fucking back again. And he's like, all right, fine. And then he goes and starts wrestling again. And then we get towards the end. He's like, that's a turnbuckle, and he fucking runs over and does a turnbuckle spot. Like, it's just like the way he went about it was so good, and it wasn't the whole match. And like, yeah, he surprised the fuck out of me with how well he wrestles. And it's like a shame because like it's not like some comedy wrestlers where it's like they can do okay shit, but like they heavily rely on their act. Like this motherfucker doesn't have to be goofy. Like he doesn't have to be a goofy dude. He's great at both things.
Yeah.
So this is better than the first 3 matches of the A block. 3.5.
Love that.
Oh yeah.
On to, dude, I don't know what it is with these second matches of both nights, but
Yeah, this is my least favorite match of both blocks. Like,
all right,
literally.
here's the deal. We get Tamatonga with Tongaloa versus Juice Robinson. A couple quotes from Tamatonga coming out here.
Yeah.
I'm going to make easy work of this hoe-ass muffin.
Ass muffin.
Then he also says he's dancing, and he goes, that's how confident I am right now. Shit. You could put that shit in a GIF on Twitter. Tag me in it. That's how fucking awesome I am.
Right,
That shit made me laugh.
He said it, and it made all the commentators laugh because they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
He's just a nutcase.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He's just like,
shit. I'm like, ugh.
Tag me in it.
Fucking put that shit on the shirt. Ugh.
Juice's theme is probably one of my favorite theme songs in all of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I just enjoyed it. It fits his personality. But this match fucking sucked. You had some interference from Tongaloa. You had a pulp friction from Juice that got countered into a gun stun. And Tama Tonga's your winner. It was 1.5 stars, and that's what I'm going. Cortland.
Oh, I messed up. I messed up in my notes. Because I put 2.5 stars.
Oh, no,
I definitely meant to put 1.5.
Rock with it, dude. No. Rock with 2.5. It's totally fine. This match was the fucking shits, though, dude.
It's bad.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Why you say, yo, what
I
he
didn't
said?
like
What he- come out here and play with me. Don't you want to play? Get the fuck outta here.
Wanna play.
Yo, you know what song about to start playing when you say that, boy?
Oh, my God.
I like Tama Tonga. I always have. I've enjoyed his work. I think it's one of the better promos that we've gotten out of Bullet Club in a couple years. Just for me anyway, but this match just doesn't do it for me, man. There's absolutely nothing in here to pick from. I'm not going to waste any more time on it.
Great.
Yeah.
Ethan.
What's up, man? I went 2 stars on it, man. I mean, this is what you get, man. I've been watching Tama Tonga do these G1. My man can cut a promo, brother.
I'll never forget the one you showed me, dude. It's so good.
Kind of like Jay White.
Oh, no. We're not disrespecting him.
Oh, y'all don't even find that one funny. Everybody upset because I pissed on your boy.
God.
This is what he is. This is who he is.
I know.
This is going to be on the podcast for everybody to hear.
Anyways, yeah, man, 2 stars. I mean, I don't know, dude. If y'all don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck.
Let's
I
move
like
on.
that. Casey.
I love.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the match. That's what I'm waiting for.
I love Tama Tonga. I love Gorillas of Destiny. I genuinely like Juice Robinson. These two motherfuckers do not mesh well in the slightest. If Juice's hand is legitimately broken, let's just find a replacement. Not saying that him having 2 full hands would make the match better, but like, it was rough.
Chase Owens in there, right?
Shut the fuck. I fucking hate this. I hate this so much.
Gentlemen,
Pat, if you guys haven't caught a Chase Owens match, consider yourself lucky because it fucking sucks. You went 2 flat?
Gentlemen's 2.
Pat.
Me too, buddy.
Hoe ass muffin.
I went 2 flat as well. Yeah, it's literally my least favorite match on the block, dude. I fucking hate this match, and it's not like I hate wrestlers. I genuinely fuck with Juice Robinson, and I fuck with Tama Tonga. But this night was just not their fucking night. I guess I don't know. What was on.
I will say I was legitimately waiting for Hangman to come out. I was praying that Hangman was going to come out and do some shit. Like
Casey
anything.
wanted another DQ.
I just wanted something. Because, like, this match was fucking rough, dude.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, buddy. Tama Tonga.
I don't want to shit on it too much more, but I will say this match and this match alone is the reason why it took like 4 days to watch this fight. Because like I just kept getting to this, and I'd be like, "All right, well, I'm about to go do something else," or like I would just like
at that
have
point,
to watch this like 30 times.
You take a hall pass, buddy. Skip that bastard.
Put it on
How
2
long
times.
did this match go?
Too long.
Let's see.
Too long.
Cage match.
14 minutes and 4 seconds.
Oh,
Fucking
hell no.
Christ.
Hell no.
I'm a down at the star in 3/4. That was a
All
fucked
right,
up
well.
decision on their part.
We move on to Sonata versus Hiroki Goto.
Damn, bro, you want some fucking spice and charisma?
That long as
Get outta
shit,
here,
dude. It's
boys.
hard to go.
Yeah, fucking everyone change your ratings.
We just need to move forward.
Hey, I broke my scale for this match.
You broke your scale.
I made a new rating. My first rating that I've given this rating.
Oh, God.
Oh god,
It's -1.
No, it's not.
If you hate this match, you're a fucking moron.
I don't hate it. That's the thing. I just gave it a new rating.
This man went 6 stars. This took a bit for these guys to get into it, but once they did, it was fucking awesome. Goto hits a Yushi Goroshi with Sonata responding with his own, and the crowd popped big for it. Goto turned Sonata inside out with a clothesline, which looked
He
horrifying.
landed on his fucking head. And I mean, like, hard.
The beam.
Very
Um, Sonata rolls Goto up with a victory roll for the closest near fall of all fucking time. And the crowd was losing their shit.
Was this the one where they were getting confirmation on the 2 count?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
I mean, it was literally-
Jushin
it was
Liger
literally
and
the count.
Jushin Liger was like standing up, being like, "Was that fucking 3?"
That pissed Goto enough off to try to kill Sonata with a rope-assisted reverse GTR. Then Goto outmuscled Sonata in fighting to get out of the GTR, landing the move for the pinfall. 3.5. It was awesome. I loved it. Ethan.
Yeah, it's time, guys. My first ever 3 1/8 for this one.
This fucking
So
piece
here's
of
where we're at.
shit.
here's where we're at, right? First thing I wrote.
No, shut the fuck up for 2 minutes. You got 3 1/8.
Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
I was going to. The first thing I wrote, because as everybody knows, for a cheap plug, if you like 3 1/8, go ahead and check out Pro Wrestling Truth, buddy. I got plenty of. Oh, actually, this is. But in my first sentence for my review, I put this was the definition of a 3-boy. It's just a 3-star, man. A good old 3-boy, a gentleman, right? But then these guys decide to have that finishing sequence, and I'm like, man, I don't know, dude. I feel like that finishing sequence deserves just a little bit more. So I wrote down 3 1/4, and I was like, no, these guys don't deserve that. What can I do here? And then I looked at my fucking. You know what I did? I took this out.
You are a fucked up individual, dude.
I said, hold on a minute. I can do 3 1/8.
I can tell that this is going to be the Instagram clip.
Goto, Sonata. I like Goto a lot. Sonata can do some stuff. But the truth of the matter is, they're never going to have a match that I'm going to sit here and write a note about.
All
so
right,
3
so
1/8. The first ever 3 1/8 from Ethan from the Pro Wrestling Truth. I don't even know if y'all want to co-sign this, so I won't even say from the Up and Pod.
no, go ahead, because you are part of the Up and Over
If
podcast.
we're doing like fucking part fucking fractions in this goddamn catering.
Buddy,
3 1/8. I want you to know, as I'm reading mine, he texts me 3 1/8. I knew it was coming down the pipeline.
God damn it, man.
I knew it was coming down the pipeline.
dude, literally the 8th, that 8th is for fucking Sonata trying to fight it from getting that GTR. It was just fucking sick, honestly.
Go a quarter like a normal fucking human.
Bro, they don't deserve a full quarter. These dudes fucking are bland, bro. Goto is great, and Sonata is willy-nilly. His most exciting move is a moonsault. And he does it well, but that's all he does.
Casey, the floor is yours.
If you don't have an 8th in your fucking rating, bro, I'm done doing this shit. I feel like PCO. I'm in a fucking electric chair.
Oh my god.
I gave it 3 1/16.
Oh my
Damn
god.
it.
I'm fucking with you to 3. Like, side tangent, because I have like fucking ADHD. Did Sonata break his fucking face recently? Do you remember hearing that correctly? Like, he had to like step down because he has like a fractured like orbital socket or some shit.
How?
I don't fucking know. I thought like I remember seeing something
Ouch.
recently. It could have been him. It could have been someone else. I don't fucking know. Someone look that up.
Yeah,
matches-
he does. He
yeah,
has a orbital fracture. March 18, 2022 is when
Yeah, he had to like drop a title and shit for it. So
Okay.
yeah. So
I'm behind.
fucking get well soon, Sonata. I mean, there ain't much else to talk about. I can't say shit to 3 1/8. So just pat, I guess.
3 stars flat. I mean, look, man, I don't want to shit on this match, but I'm not gonna say anything positive about it. It was decent, and I'll keep it moving.
Cortland.
Oh, I'm 3.5. I really liked it, man. I thought the finish was fantastic. I think these dudes beat the shit out of each other. Not a whole lot more I want when I'm 2 hours into a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's just forgettable, man.
These
Like,
dudes, beat the fuck out of
Yeah.
each other, and I get to see some guys land on their heads. It's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
luck.
Well, then, takes us to our next match, which is Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. with Taka Michinoku.
The good shit.
Don Callis quote
Good
to
shit.
start it off. Does Kota Ibushi have the best body in wrestling? I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Don
He is
Callis,
a baddie, baby.
here's the deal. Don Callis wasn't unhinged. It makes sense. Don Callis was horny on day 2. That's
Hold
all
on,
it is.
didn't like Rocky Romero say something about like his physique in like protest, and then Don Callis looks at him and goes, "Take off your goddamn shirt."
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Like Kota Ibushi when you take your shirt off.
He was like, "We're like the same size or some shit," and Don Callis is like, "Fucking bet, take your shirt off. Let me see if it looks like that, bitch." And Rocky Romero's like, "I'm just gonna stay here and be quiet."
I'd make the argument that Kota Ibushi sells pain with his facial expressions better than anybody in pro wrestling.
He's the most sympathetic guy, dude, of this generation.
It's real.
You can,
It's real good.
if you don't know shit about him, you watch a match, you're gonna be like, "Damn, I want that guy to win." You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
ZSJ counters Ibushi's moonsault to the outside by snatching him in an E-bar and pulling him down to the apron and then to the floor, which was fucking sick.
Awesome.
The reaction to it was great because everyone was like, "Jesus fuck," because like he dumped himself on his head, and everyone's like, "Oh god."
Sabre pretty well proved in this, if nobody believed it already, that he was the best submission wrestler in the world. Everything that he does, it just looks fucking miserable. Like, it looks horrible. These two worked snug, beat the shit out of each other. I thought it was awesome. The final sequence, starting with the Kamigoye attempt, countered into an octopus hold, was art at its finest. Ibushi finally lands the Kamigoye for the pinfall victory. 4 1/4. I thought it was fucking awesome. Casey, floor is yours.
It's not your fault. It was just a slight misstep. It is the greatest submission wrestler.
I have that. Sabre is the best submission-based wrestler in the world.
You said
even
was,
at this point.
I'm not trying to be mean about it. You said
Sorry,
was.
Dad.
I just want to make sure we all know it is. I don't. Come on! Taking the half a gallon of milk to the dome. I want Zack Sabre Jr. to go nowhere near AEW or WWE. I want that man to be protected at all costs. The only time I'll ever want him to see him face anyone from the States currently is against Wheeler Yuta in a fucking pure match in Japan. I want America to do nothing with it. I want him to be like the best kept fucking secret at this point.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
He
I
is.
agree.
you know we're gonna get him and Danielson. They've been.
That's fine. I want it on that side of the ocean, though.
Oh,
I don't want it
100%.
fucking here. I want him to stay there because I feel like he's gonna come here and they're gonna fucking ruin it somehow. Like,
Yeah.
he's an amazing wrestler. I love Kota Ibushi. He fucking marble statued of a human. Like, you look at him, you're like, man, fuck you. Like, you get a little mad when you look at him because you're like, why the fuck do you like have this good physique and you look pretty? Like,
And you look like a boy. Like you.
And he looks like a nice human being.
Bro.
Yeah.
and then I have all those thoughts, and
How
then I
old?
have.
He's
How
like
old?
40 or 41 right now. I'm
Fuck.
pretty sure.
Jesus.
Mind you, all of those things, when you look at him, like Google a picture of him if you've never seen him. And then there's the clip of him with the fucking Roman candle on top of a car. Like,
Kota
he's
Ibushi's
shooting it at
39
himself
years
and
old.
shit. Like,
39?
that's fucking ridiculous.
39 years old.
It's a 4 1/4.
I love it. Pat.
It's a 4 1/4. I agree. I like this match a lot, dude. I watched it a couple times. It's just it's good, man. Zack Sabre Jr. is a goddamn king, man. And like every fucking time, I'm just gonna watch that shit. I fucking rock with it, dude. And Ibushi, looks great.
I'm like, he gave 4 1/4. I gave 4 1/4. You gave it 4 1/4. 4 1/4?
We're in there, man. Because I could watch this shit a million times, dude. It's a clinic. It's a fucking clinic. And of how to sell, how to be the best submission wrestler in the fucking world. Like, it's what you want, bro. And I have no complaints.
Cortland.
I went 4 1/4. It's got great shit all over it, man. Kota Ibushi is one of those guys. I know he gets the John Cena hate. He's the hand-picked golden guy, but like,
Look at the motherfucker.
duh. He is. Put him in some fucking Fruit Loop colors. He's gonna sell more shit. These guys tear it the fuck up, man. Zack Sabre Jr. does. I have a spot written down that really blew my mind. He countered a power bomb, or Sabre countered a power bomb into a guillotine and then into an omoplata, and reaches for the leg.
Yeah.
And while Ibushi's reaching,
Grabs the arm.
and it's like you can just slowly see like the leg is getting closer to him, like for his arm's reach. That as he gets closer to the rope, like they know the distance and the story that they're telling so well. That I have absolutely no complaints about it, man. I think that these two are destined to beat the shit out of each other forever.
Ethan, the pressure's on, bud.
I went 4 1/4.
Yeah, dude.
We
There's
did
something
it!
so nice about symmetry with us.
Yeah.
So, this match is a special one to me. I don't want to say it's one of my favorite matches of all time because I didn't go, some crazy high rating on it. But it's definitely one that I've watched a lot of times. And just watching this again, I remember in the day after this match happened, and I literally skipped to this match because I was so excited to fucking watch this match. They had wrestled twice before this, and this was the tiebreaker in the series, so that kind of had the hype going into it. Because and either one of these guys could really get the win here because it's just 2 points. It's high stakes, but it's not like one's out the tournament if the other.
Because Sabre defeated Ibushi in the New Japan Cup earlier in the year, and Ibushi beat Sabre in last year's G1.
Yeah, I was going to throw that in there. And Zack Sabre Jr. was on a run here similar to what he's on. He ran through the New Japan Cup, tapped Hashi out, tapped all these dudes out. And now he's here against Ibushi and fucking is as cocky as ever. You know what I mean? He just won the cup, and that's one of the only losses.
You cut out again. Say that sentence again. You cut out there. Say it one more time.
I just said this was one of the Okada match. Even though he won the cup, lost to Okada. I mean, there's no shame in Okada, during his title reign. So, I mean, this match just fucking rocked, man. And it's super nostalgic for me. Just the Taka Michinoku introducing, I just remember, when I fucking turned on New Japan World the day after this thing started, and I fast forwarded, and I was trying to find where this match started. I just remember, this was the first thing I saw was the Taka Michinoku. And so when this started here, it literally broke. Man, I remember watching this shit. It's nostalgic, which is weird to think something from 2018 is nostalgic. But, it's 2022, so.
I'm glad. I completely forgot about it until you started talking about the Taka Michinoku. He talks so much shit in that promo. He's like, no one's going to fucking win. Everyone's going to tap out. And he just keeps going, and then Don Callis is like, that shit gets longer and longer every fucking time.
All right. We are at our main event, and it's important that I say this. Before you turn this podcast off, I know there's boring stuff at the end. Stick around because I have a story that none of these guys know that I read today, and it made me laugh. But with that said, our main event, Tetsuya Naito versus Kenny Omega. I've said it a few times, but Naito does absolutely nothing for me. With that said, this match was amazing. Casey eats shit. You get like a dickish tranquilo pose from Naito, and then you immediately see Omega like, fuck this, I hate this guy. Like, I want to kill this man. Which made me laugh. Even if you're watching this with fresh eyes, you could tell that these guys have faced off plenty of times just by like the few opening sequences there. Kenny hits like a crossbody dive over the barrier, and it was beautiful. Here's where I literally was like, pause, let me write these fucking sequences down because I was popping for every one of them. The Snapdragon into a gut-wrench powerbomb from Kenny was so goddamn sick. And then it was immediately followed by a V-trigger and then into a Poison Rana reversal from Naito, who was out and just did it out of instinct, which was awesome. Then Naito followed that up with a top rope Rana, and ultimately, he hit Gloria for a near fall. Then you get a V trigger into a Destino counter into some sort of like weird pile driver counter from Kenny. I was exhausted at this point. I was like, this is fucking nuts. This is wild. Naito hits Destino for a crazy close near fall. Omega counters a Destino attempt into a sit-out tombstone, into a V-trigger, and then the one-winged angel for the pinfall victory. God damn it. This was the best Naito match I've ever watched. It was 4 3/4, and I'm starting with Patty Mills.
I went 4 3/4 as well. You hit all the fucking mainstays of the match, dude. And and me saying that makes me feel like I'm downplaying it, but it was just fucking amazing, dude. Like that whole sequence, like Corlin me and Corlin watched this back and it was just like fuck, what the fuck? Like
it was 23 minutes, and it's like the last 10 minutes is fucking nuts.
Overdrive,
dude. And like the first time I watched this match, I don't know, I was exhausted. I think it really was. So it didn't really hit me until I watched it again, like how fucking great this match is. And it's definitely, in my opinion, the best match on the card. I went 4 3/4. I think it's my highest rated match of both blocks, and I'm sticking fucking to it. It's fucking great.
I love it. Cortland.
I went 4 3/4. These guys beat the shit out of each other. I mean, this is so close to being a 5-star match, but I also am not the biggest fan of Naito. It's kind of like how Ethan feels about Jay White. I just kind of feel indifferent, man. Like I don't feel invested in like anything that you're giving me. Most of the time, anything that's going on, whoever you're facing, really doesn't matter who it is. I'm more so invested in the story that they're telling rather than the story that you're attempting to tell. But dude, this match is crazy. Genatonic is fantastic in this match. These guys beat each other half to death with just reversal for finisher, reverse Rana, poison Rana. It's never ending. I believe there's a double hook sit down pile driver from Kenny in this match.
Fucking
even
brutal,
the ref is like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck was that? They do so much that it's hard to even like try to digest it all in one sitting. Because it's 23 minutes, and like Mike said, the last 10 minutes is painful. Just these guys are fucking killing each other. I got nothing negative to say about it. Honestly, it could have gone another minute or two, and I wouldn't have been upset. It just felt like it was never exhausting. I never got tired of it. And that's always a good thing when you're pulling the long stretch for one of these main events in a tournament. So, sorry I ever shit on Kenny Omega.
I was going to say, I wasn't going to acknowledge it, dude, but you've gone, like, I think you've realized that New Japan Kenny is different. Just fucking wild.
Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed Kenny's work in Japan. Like I've always said, my biggest gripe with Kenny is just that there's too much taunting. You don't make me believe shit when someone's standing outside for 30 seconds while you point at them, shoot at the sky, point at your feet, fucking kamakami hot, and then dive. Like the dude's standing there forever waiting for you.
I will say his transition back to the States, it's gotten some of those moments have gotten a little longer because it was pretty much like he's outside, touchdown, fucking go in this match. Like it was quick with it. So,
in the beginning is good, man. They're just being assholes to each other, doing each other's poses and trying to steal each other's moves. And the crowd ate that shit up. And that's exactly what you want whenever you're moving into these tournaments that are exhaustingly long. You have these two guys who are going to be able to put on this match and keep people invested. I mean, from night 1 to night 2, there's already been a bump in attendance. So, I mean,
a drop.
Was it a drop?
40 people less. And I'm like, night 2 was arguably better.
But I'm just saying, whoever put these together.
On paper, it's better. That's surprising. I feel like moving forward, we're going to see it grow because how can it not after you see something like this, right?
Sure, so during the week, though, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's just like
it's a smaller venue.
it's just fucked up when you look at the blocks though, and it's like I'm excited for every possible matchup on, like, for the most part, like on the B side. And the A side, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. There's like a couple that I'm excited to watch, but it's basically your main and your co-main at that point, and having those guys mix around. But like, there's a lot of good shit that's coming out of the B block, and I'm like, who did this? Who did this to these guys? This is fucked up.
Ethan.
Oh man.
I know, dude. 4 3/4. We have 3 of us down. I don't know if Casey's gonna be on that wave, but you're gonna fuck it up, and I can tell by your face.
2.5.
No,
He
4.5.
Okay.
4.5.
Good.
And just to touch back, well, no, never mind. That doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
One thing I want to say.
Touch
off
on
the
whatever,
jump-
dude. You're fine.
I was just gonna say I actually enjoyed Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. better on this rewatch than I did when I watched it initially. I bumped my rating up. This rating I kept the same as what I did when I watched it initially. I just find it interesting. But one thing off the rip, this match just made me miss Kenny Omega. In wrestling, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, man. Just to think about the fact that, you know, we were getting this dude free TV for like 3 years straight, you know.
Dude, and also I pointed out to Pat, in this pay-per-view, every person that they were trying, the commentary is trying to give credibility, it is always he beat Kenny or he almost beat Kenny. And that's your credibility. Like that's the standard.
That's
the pinnacle. You know, like either he held 20 minutes or he actually beat him somehow, some way.
Yeah.
So like it's crazy to see that, like, that's how AEW is also running this. Like, who's beat Kenny Omega?
Dude's really a superhero, man.
Dude, it's
You're
true.
world champion.
And the superhero thing, that's the biggest thing to it. And not to start a discussion on it, but I think the reason like the stuff that Cortland mentions doesn't bother me as much with his taunts and stuff, I feel like part of the reason I like Omega and Ibushi so much is they feel larger than life in a way that I don't see that guy out on the side waiting, because you're just like, God damn, this dude's so fucking cool. He's doing this fucking shit. Like, he does a fucking Hadouken, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Play video games or watch that shit. I don't know what the fuck that shit is. But it's like, it feels fucking organic as fuck coming from this guy who's a dork, but also a fucking insane athlete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, just Omega and Ibushi caught me at a young age, and my belief, I feel like, will forever be suspended with them two, just because, you know, you just get in awe of these certain individuals, and you don't see these flaws sometimes. And that's why main reason I brought up what to debate, but like at the beginning when they trade their taunts, fucking Naito and Omega, it's just like, oh,
that's good shit. Like that I love. Like that I love, because that's storytelling. That's just trying to get into your opponent's skins, trying to get into their head. It's telling what the duration of this match is supposed to be.
And the
like I said, my problem is just like, I don't want someone waiting on you to finish pointing at the sky, the ground, that fan, and then do something. I'd rather you just point at them and do it.
And so, and then also, just the fucking Omega taunting him almost with the belt, because the story of this is last year Naito beat Omega in the G1 finals. Naito got his shot against Okada in January and he lost. Kenny worked his way back up, got his shot at Dominion, and obviously won. So fucking the look Kenny gives Naito when he shows him that belt, like, I did it and you fucking couldn't. You know, you beat me last year, but that's who fucking cares? I still won the big one when I fucking got there. Just like so many little things. When I saw this opening portion that I for some reason forgot about when I initially watched this, I wanted to be like, damn. In my head, I was like, damn, this could be a 5-star match. But there was just a little portion in there where, not that I thought it was bad, but there was just a portion in there in between the beginning and when they fucking went balls to the wall where I was like, okay, no, this isn't a 5-star match. It's really good, but there's just a little where if they would have done stuff a little differently, I could have definitely seen myself going 5, because the story, the taunts, and then that fucking finishing stretch are just fucking bonkers. And, you know, I'm kind of similar with y'all about Naito. You know, I think I appreciate him a little bit more than some of y'all do, but I still am not fucking invested in Naito. I'm never really excited about a Naito match. His best opponents are Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, and that's mainly because they push him outside the box, and he goes. That's the thing. Naito does go nuts in these matches. Crazy fucking shit. But then also, it's who he's with. And then, just because the biggest story of Naito's career has been, can he beat Okada? Which has been a lot of people's stories. But it's always a good one, and their matches together are always good. But other than that, you know, I'm never going to fucking piss the bed and piss my underwear about Naito. But this fucking ruled 4.5. Kenny beats Naito, man.
What the fuck is that analogy, dude?
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Never gonna piss the bed and piss my undies about.
I will piss them about Ibushi and Omega. I have no fucking shame in being a
You gonna piss your britches,
fanboy
boy?
and Mark.
I think he even said he was gonna take a piss on Kenny Omega.
I
He
mean,
said,
good
no, he
lord.
said, I don't mean to piss on Jay White. I think it's funny. What's
I
up
will
with
make
you?
the analogy I wanted to make.
Fucking Pied Piper over here.
Casey, floor's
Bro,
yours.
I'm just saying it's fucked up that you let him go before me, and he says weird shit like this, and then
And then you have to come in.
I have to say anything afterwards now. Like, what the fuck? I gave it a 4.5. It could be a 4 3/4. It could be a 5. Probably a 4 3/4. Probably a 4 3/4. It's probably where it should be at. I gave it a 4.5. I'm
Was it
keeping it there.
4 and 3/8? What's the
4 and 7/16. 4 and 7/8.
God damn it. I mean, like, yeah, at this point, there's not a whole lot I can really talk about that we haven't already said. All I'm going to say is that taking a V trigger to the back of the fucking head is...
Oh,
I almost
no.
threw up.
into the turnbuckle pad.
I wrote V trigger to the back of the head, throw up emoji. Like, that was literally, like, it's on my notes. It's the little dude just puking. I was like, this is fucked up. But yeah, like, that whole end sequence is fucking nuts. And, like, that weird, like, the almost countered out of the one-wing angel into that weird pile driver. I was like, what the fuck is that? I paused it and I went, I don't know what the fuck that was. And I went back and I watched it again. I was like, I still don't know what that was.
Dude, I don't know if anyone's mentioned it, but the one-winged angel attempt on the top turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Into
Dude,
fucking
I
Hurricane
think
Rana,
I
bro.
texted you this. I was like, if he actually hit a one-wing angel from the top rope, instant 5 stars. That match could have ended right then and there. It could have been 3 minutes. A fucking super one-wing
the
angel,
fuck?
over. The match is
How
over.
the fuck do you even pull that off, dude?
Don't know, don't care. If it ever
there,
happens,
basically.
instant 5. Like, he was setting up, and I was like, this isn't fucking happening. I was like, I know he
You'd
never
have
fucking...
to go up there with them already in position. Like, you'd probably be able to get them there on the second, but like getting to the third.
I feel like you're gonna die if you get hit with that shit. Like,
Yeah,
That's why it's
you get a 5 stars. It's your last match ever. Like,
Also, fucking Kenny's little fucking shit he be saying before he hits some moves. He said, "You will not escape."
yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, because there's a lot of things. I'm gonna cover it because like there's some things like I 100% agree with Cortland. I will say if I never have to hear "you can't escape" right before he does that move, I will be happy.
It's so sick.
I hate it.
Because
Because he never, because like he always tries to do it early on in the match and it always gets countered. So it's like 45 minutes into a match and he can barely breathe as it is. And he's like, "You can't escape." And like, I'm like, just fucking do the shit. Just do the weird roll and do the fucking moonsault.
Didn't he do the "you can't see me" in
Maybe.
in this one? I think he said the "you can't see me" in the fireman's carry for this one.
Did he?
I just-
There was a lot of like.
love that. I just love that he doesn't try to be a tough guy about it. That's another thing I love about it. It's like he's a fucking great athlete and a great fucking wrestler, but he's not macho man. Like,
No.
I'm gonna fuck you up. He's just like, oh, I'm a dork, but I can fucking do that.
Macho Man never swears. There's a whole.
I
There's
don't give a fuck about Macho.
There's a whole rap album that proves that he never swears.
No, you don't.
Cream always raises.
Wait.
to the
Time. The hell are you talking about, Casey?
Macho Man Randy Savage has a rap album.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Bro, he has a whole diss track about Hulk
Thank you
Hogan.
for
It's
listening
fucking
to
great.
the Up and Over podcast.
He says
Casey,
that
would you go on this?
he's gonna kick some butt in it. I gave it 4.5. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fellas, we've reached the end of the G1 Climax Night 1 and 2. Before we go, like I said, I wanted to tell a story, but of course I'm going to get my plugs in. UpAndOverPodcast.com for all your Up and Over Podcast merchandise. You'll also find Up and Over Breakdown on there that Casey, myself, Cortland, and then sometimes Ethan's there, I guess. He did one of them with us, which was cool.
When y'all did Masawa Kobashi, I popped up.
That's true. You'll check them out on UpAndOverPodcast.com. That's the only place you're going to find them. If you listen to this, rate, review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Also subscribe, like, comment, share, all the fun bullshit on YouTube. Here's my story.
Story time.
I get a note. I see you, Ethan. It's fun. I get a note. I'm looking at my Google Chrome on my phone, and it's like you get like these little excerpts of like, oh, that you might find this interesting. Wheeler Yuta talks about Nick Gage, and I was interested. And the payoff is at the end of this. He did an interview, and on traveling with Nick Gage on the Independence, he said, quote, Nick Gage is incredible. He's one of the most real, genuine human beings I've ever met. There was a point on the Independence where twice a month we would go to Ohio, then back to Massachusetts, and then home. We would do that loop all the time. The life experience that guy has was so interesting, just to hear different things he's done in life. But yeah, obviously get into the bank stuff and talk to him about that. But he's just such an incredible person. But this is where shit goes south. But I do remember the first time I rode with him. I had met him just a few times. He wasn't feeling well, so he was kind of quiet throughout the ride. Then we get about 30 minutes away from the building, and he wanted to amp himself up. He wanted to get hyped up. He was like, what do you do to get hyped up? I look over, and he's watching videos of people confessing to murders. He's like, quote, I'm a killer. I'm a killer, Yuta. When I read that, oh my God.
Firstly, you said that he wasn't feeling well, so I seen Nikki quiet in the back seat.
You and our
with
Nick.
sniffles. I'm a killer, you.
I'm a fucking killer, man.
But he doesn't. I want to know what he's watching on. Like, he's watching on like an old fucking BlackBerry from like 07.
Yeah, because like for fucking context, he just got an iPhone like 2 months ago.
My man's holding the BlackBerry torch using the
God,
internet.
dude, he's watching it on like a shitty sidekick that's half broken.
Watching murder confessions.
Dude, yeah, let me read that again. He said, he was like, what do you do to get hyped up? I look over and he's watching videos of people confessing to murders. He's like, quote, I'm a killer. I'm a killer, Yuta. That is a crazy man. And that is the story that I want to leave off with.
I bet he had that smirk on his face he always has too after.
Listen, man. Nick Gage, what a
I'm gonna
guy.
send it in the chat what he looked like when he did it. Continue, Mike.
God.
UpAndOverPodcast.com for all your Up and Over merch. You'll also find Up and Over Breakdown on there. Like I said, like and review, rate, comment, subscribe, all the fun bullshit. Tell your friends that we need matches to do our Up and Over Breakdown for. That's where we go back, we watch one match like together, and we talk about it as it's happening. It's a fun time, and we want to do everybody's favorite match. So tell us your favorite match. Get your friends to tell us your favorite, like their favorite matches, your parents, everybody. Up and Over Pod on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And yeah, from there you'll find all of our personal social media. You guys are pieces of shit. I know that Ethan sent it in the I'm a killer. I'm a killer, Yuta.
What was the show on that?
God damn. I love that man, dude.
I
I
love him,
love
Nikki's
Nick
the
Gage.
king, man.
I'm telling you, man. Guys, for Cortland, for Pat, for Casey, for Ethan, I promise you that next week I will have a different nickname for Cortland. But I'm going to get us out of here. You guys have a great week. We'll see you back here next weekend.